Hi everybody, welcome back to the Hollywood Actor's Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. This is your host, Jennifer Lynn Warren. So let's talk about how you change those molecules in the audition room and how to have charisma. And yes, this works for Zoom auditions as well, and it also works for networking events and making friends. But to make it simple, we'll talk about in an audition, but you can, you've got brains, you can also make this work everywhere. So I made a list of 17 things, so maybe the only thing we talk about today. All right, charisma in an audition. How to have charisma in your audition and in your life and in your relationships and everywhere else. Number 1, know your value. Be so specific with your character choices for your audition that only you could possibly play it this way. And so if they love it, they've got to say yes to you. Number 2, don't try to appeal to everyone. If you do, your audition becomes boring. Number 3, have integrity. Be incorruptible. Stand by your values. Stand by your principles. Don't let desperation make you do something in an audition or take a role that you don't want to do, because your performance is going to suck and it's never going to serve you, and the paycheck isn't worth it, and it'll probably never end up on your reel. Number 4, be at ease with your desires and your opinions. Don't ever apologize or ever deny responsibility. Do not say, I just got the sides. Do not say, I was stuck in traffic. I'm sorry, I'm late. All of that stuff needs to go out the window. You need to be a charismatic person, and charismatic people do not apologize. They don't. I mean, yeah, if you walk into that office and you knock their coffee off their desk, then yes, I'm not saying don't be polite people, but too many of you guys are apologizing for everything. And don't ever apologize for how off book you are or how off book you are not. Just accept responsibility for it and do the audition. They don't want to hear it. All right. And if you do a great audition and you're not off book, they're much more likely to see you in a positive light if you did not apologize for it in advance. Number 5, stop being a sheep. Think for yourself. It will give you intellectual freedom in your work. Stop listening to how everybody says how to prepare a role. Don't listen to everything I say. Take what I say and decide, is it right for you or is it not right for you? I don't know, maybe being a sheeple is working for you and you're booking everything, but I highly, highly doubt it. Number 6, give it your all. Leave nothing in your tank. Fight for your dreams in that audition. Make that flame of desire for the role into an inferno. Number 7, get in the habit of facing uncomfortable situations. Auditions are weird and uncomfortable. If you get frazzled by auditioning, you are playing life way too safe. So either you need to get another job that makes you uncomfortable. If you've never waited tables before, that'll make you uncomfortable real fast in front of people. If you're uncomfortable in front of people, you need to get in front of more people. You need to get into the habit of being uncomfortable, and then the audition's just going to feel like another day in your life. Number 8, take initiatives. Why are most leaders charismatic? They take initiative to start the audition. So take the initiative to start the audition. Take the initiative to leave the room when the audition is over. There's a great acting coach I took class with for a while named Tom Todoroff, and he was like, listen, when the audition's over, you say thank you and you leave that room right away, and you make them chase you to that elevator to make you an offer. And he's right. Number 9, be in peak physical form for who you are. Having high energy helps charisma. So you guys need to be sleeping right, you need to be eating right, and you need to be working out. Do you need to look like you're ready to step foot on the set of the Avengers? No. But you need to be, I don't care what your weight is or your height is or what kind of medical conditions you have. You know what you need to do to be in the best shape that you can possibly be. And that is your personal responsibility. So that way you can have energy, and energy gives you charisma. Number 10, dress accordingly. If you're dressed accordingly to the character, it's going to give you charisma because you know your choices are spot on. Clothing that fits your body and your personality can also contribute to your charisma if you're going in for a general or just a networking meeting. Though sometimes you're unsure of how to dress a character, and so you want to wear things that make you feel good. And if you dress your character accordingly, it will give them charisma. I sigh because I recently had an actor say, hey, what do you think about this self-tape? And they were playing a lawyer and wearing I think it was a Captain America shirt. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's no. Number 11, use alpha body language. By the way you enter the room, they will either see that you are nervous or they will see that you are appreciative of the moment and the opportunity. Don't be afraid to occupy space in your audition, and don't be afraid to be expressive. Number 12, make strong eye contact. It projects presence, dominance, and power. It shows you are controlling the audition, not the other way around. And it also shows that you mean what you say. Number 13, control your emotions. Guys, that's your job as an actor after all. Your job is to understand and control your own emotions and manipulate them into the skin of another character's body. So in your audition, you need to be able to have control over your own personal emotions and only let yourself be ruled by your character's emotions and the moments that you are playing the scene. And when that moment's over, you need to get back control of your own emotions. And this is where I know I've said it on this podcast before. A lot of these acting teachers are teaching you guys how to cry on cue and break down, but they're not teaching you how to come back from that. And you need to ask them, in fact, demand that they do that. You should be able to walk into a room with confidence and then do Hamlet's monologue about why bother living, and then be able to snap right back out of it. That's what they expect from you in auditions, and that's what charismatic actors do in auditions. Number 14, don't be monotonous. Monotony is also boring. You want to display your character's emotions like colors on a canvas, colors in a painting. Number 15, be able to be in the present moment. Be in the now. Don't be stuck in your head. Like, you really want to see and hear the casting directors and the readers in the room before and after the audition. I've auditioned actors before and I'm trying to talk to them and I can just see that they're like, it's usually like the first line of the script they have to say. They're just like so afraid of not knowing it that they're just going over it in their head over and over and over and over again. And it's distracting and we can see you do it. So if you have problems with this, always have your script in hand. And even if you're off book cold, just have your script in hand, go in. However the casting director wants to start the audition, take the initiative to start. And if you got to glance down and grab that first line, you do it and then put your sides in the pocket. One and done. Bam, bam, bam. But you need to be present in the now and really hear what they are saying to you. Number 16, have a mission. I've told you guys before, you need to write down a mission statement, a purpose in your life, something that gives you energy. Because when you have energy and you have a mission, it really makes you attractive. You ever notice people who talk about what their mission is? Like, there's just something that makes you just love them. You're like, I love their face. Leaders have missions for their companies. Like, real leaders have missions for their companies. So have a mission for your career. And what's interesting is I've spoken to a lot of actors that never booked any work until they had a family. And now that they had a child to support and a husband and wife to support, suddenly they started booking because their mission to book to support their family was so clear. And number 17, take your responsibilities seriously. Stop making excuses for where you are in your career and how prepared you are for the audition. Have you ever seen a charismatic actor talk about how they are not where they want to be in their career? You never do you? Save those conversations for your intimate friends and your therapists. As far as everybody else is concerned, you talk about your mission and you be energetic and you take responsibility, not excuses. No excuses. It's not, well, I don't have auditions because I am with a terrible agent right now. That does nothing. Taking responsibility is, I have not put in the work to really find the representation that best understands me, so I'm currently doing that research. Doesn't that come off completely different? And that's it from me today, guys. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of 2 cents from our longtime listener and supporter and friend of the podcast, Sean Frost, about what to do when you're a little bit discouraged and how he holds on to like the hope and aspiration he has for a career. And I think it's really great advice. So, I love you guys. Make sure you're voting. Vote, 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 vote. And if you don't know who to vote for on a ballot, my suggestion is look up about how they feel about funding for the arts and entertainment, and that should tell you a lot about them. But that's just my opinion. So break a leg out there, and remember, you are not alone. And without any further ado, Mr. Sean Frost.
Hey, Jennifer. So here's my 2 cents of advice. Find something to hold on to. I was a college student and a film buff and loved to type on my Mac. So one night, bored, I made a list off the top of my head of 500 stars. People who had done well enough in film and television that I'd heard of them in Iowa, specifically Iowa City, Iowa, at the university there. So now, when I was done, I had that against anybody who said it couldn't be done. 500 examples of people who had at least made it that far. So again, find something to hold on to that says yes you can when others say no you can't.